And welcome to the final game of round two. We are here down in the nation's capital at GIO Stadium for a classic match between the Canberra Raiders and the Manly Sea Eagles. I am AMAC in the box, and joining me tonight is Luke Short. Luke, it is very, very chilly down here tonight. How are things with you?
Yeah, it's good. We're going to be warm up in the box here. At least the players down there will be feeling it here in the nation's capital.
Both of these teams coming off interesting round one performances. The Canberra Raiders, they came off victors. Excellent win in Las Vegas. The Seagulls, unfortunately, they came away with a loss, but they are back here for redemption. Looking at these two teams' lists, Luke, who are you eyeing off tonight? Who do you think the performers are going to be?
We've got some really good players in the team. Some that put in some really strong performances last week. So those players, they'll step up here and hopefully get the win for their team.
Personally, I'm really interested in that fullback battle between Riley Flynn and Jacob Morrison. Both standouts in their teams last week. Riley Flynn in that winning performance. Jacob Morrison, one of those highlights for a team that unfortunately went down. So we start off with the Seagulls making a forward pass straight off the game. And hopefully, Luke, that is not a portent of what's to come for the rest of the night.
No, you never like to see it. The first error straight off the bat, and we see Kowal get over there for that first points of the Raiders.
And Caval, damaging prop already over. The defense was just shot to pieces. 20 seconds into the match, and already the Raiders are about to be 6 up. You can't really blame the Seagulls there, unfortunately. That is just a little bit of a brain fart. I'm going to blame jet lag more than anything here tonight, Luke.
Yeah, it's a little bit of ill discipline. The prop wanting to make come off the back fence just gets a bit ahead of himself there.
Well, now that we've got 6 points on the board, we'll come back for another kickoff. The other players I'm really looking forward to on the Seagulls side is Marcus Square Jr. Now, XY's back liner moved over here to the Manly Sea Eagles. He had quite a bit of an impact last game.
Yeah, he was pretty damaging actually for them. Another one was Cody Ogg. Didn't really get past any sort of defense. Pretty strong efforts from Joey June in the Knights game, but he did still make over a good 120 meters or so, if I remember correctly.
And oh, talk about those damaging forwards. Lucas said making it up to the 40 after that first run as T. Martin gets up to the 50. So the Raiders, they are rejuvenated in front of their home team tonight, and the forwards are here to play. As Godwin out to Barge. Barge pushing forward up to the 40. Barging forward, if you will. James back in the pocket to Godwin. Godwin had a really good kicking game last week. It'll be interesting to see if he can continue that. Playing it there for his fourth. Going wide. Nope, Barnes just taking a hit up for his fifth. For the fourth and fifth tackle coming up here. So a strong, strong set after points here for the Canberra Raiders. And we'll see now what the Seagulls can do with the ball here, Luke.
Yeah, and there's that play you mentioned, Marcus Square Jr. He gets that ball and makes a bit of a run, but yeah, very good set after points for the Raiders.
As Jordan Lewis working up over the 30. Good knock last week. Unfortunately, again, they didn't come away with the win, but they were close at times, and it was interesting to see them as Morrison streams off down the field. That number one jersey looking like it is a natural for him. Coming wide. Hunter back on the inside to Cody Ogg. You said earlier Cody Ogg had some pretty good impact. Is he a natural number 11, Luke?
It's a bit early to see, but so far, one strong performance there, and he started really strong here again.
As Lewis gets up over the 20 for his fifth tackle. Going across, Hunter puts it high. A lovely kick. Unfortunately, however, the kick chase wasn't able to get over Ether. I don't think they're going to be upset, though. They're forcing Canberra to run out of their 10.
Yeah, good set from Manly. Really strong defense set here. Can really put some pressure on the Raiders.
Wow, really strong pressure there. Caval forced back. It's only 15 meters out, third tackle. If they... Oh, no, we're not going to see a 20-40 attempt, I should say, because Tim James out of dummy half. Sorry, Timoteo James as Thompson Oh, incredibly risky ball, and here come the Seagulls, Luke.
Yeah, that defensive pressure from the Seagulls, forcing that error there. Raiders trying to get something from that set, and they've just thrown that intercept.
As Hunter throws a good ball to Cody Ogg, but he is met with some staunch defense buried there on the 10 meters. Coming wide, they've got the entire field to work with, but Prakash is met hard in defense. Fourth tackle. Do they come wide again? They do. Lewis, just another hit up, a settler. Fourth tackle. They need to do a bit more than this, and hopefully they can get a good kick off here as Hunter, lovely grubber. Morrison grabs it, offloads to Reese. Oh, that defense there from the Raiders. That was game-winning defense there. I don't know what the Seagulls can do because they just can't get through here, Luke.
Yeah, and that's the defense that won the game for the Raiders last week. Very strong there on the line, both an opportunity there and an offload, as we see another offload.
Oh, and there goes Lucas said through the line. There is no one there. He is pulled down, shrugs off another one. My God, that man is a powerhouse in the number 8 jersey. Buried there on the 20 for a second. Coming over. Irby Arnworth. Push forward. Third tackle, just shy of the 10. Coming blind. Godwin, good ball to Lucas said once more. Pushing hard. 5 meters out. 2 tackles left in the set, and they've got the Seagulls retreating. And there we go. Cavala's over for his second. I love a prop going in for multiple tries, Luke.
Absolutely, it was a beautiful pass too. As we see the big man get his double.
And 10 minutes, oh, just shy of 10 minutes into this game, it looks like these Canberra Raiders forwards, they are outclassing anything that Manly can throw at them.
Yeah, absolutely. Said has been a beast. That good run that really built that set for the Raiders there, and then yeah, Kowal finishing it off there with that try.
And it's actually kind of a little bit strange because on the other side of the ledger in Manly, you've got Lennox Prakash sitting at the number 8 and Jesse Bennett sitting at the number 10, and neither of those boys are slouches. So um, they're going to have to do something here, the Manly Sea Eagles, because they don't want this snowballing away on them.
No, the just the possession of the team here, the Raiders, have had all the possession. Manly, whenever they've had it, they haven't gone to those big men, as you said.
As Hunter lining up to kick it off. Now 12-0 in front might be a good indication that the Raiders are going to run away with this. But as both you and I know, Luke, starting off 12-0 up doesn't necessarily mean you win in the end.
No, and this is a good start for the Raiders. Yeah, as you said, it's a lot of game to go, and anything could happen.
The Manly Sea Eagles, they're going to want a good defensive set here, stopping the Raiders from getting too much further on down the field. Godwin playing it there, third tackle. Very slow play of the ball, mostly because of the dummy half service, as Flynn tries to dance through the line and just gets cut down shy of the 50. Fourth tackle. Thompson, loopy ball out to no one in particular, but Tenavisi Barnes picks up the crumbs and saves it over into the Seagulls half. Bit of a messy set after points, and hopefully, well, no, there we go. Already commentator's curse, and Jesse Bennett, the teacher, is starting Manly off in some really good field position here.
Yeah, we were talking about how those two forwards haven't really done a lot, and he's just jumped in and got that charge down kick there. Or
Oh, Geordie Lewis to Og. Og off to Hunter. They're making meters now. Captain must have revved up his boys, and here they come. Strange. Hitting the line. Lovely pass to Jordan Lewis. He gets at least over the 10. Fourth tackle. They've got 2 left to go. They need to use this ball well. Blindside. Hunter. Looping ball out to Og, and Og 5 meters out. They've got 1 to go. Can they pull off a good kick here? Hunter puts it high in the air, moves laterally, but Tenavisi Barnes comes down with it, gances around, and he is off. This is a sight that we're used to in SRL 1.0. Tenavisi Barnes streaming off down the field under the goalposts. Third try, Raiders, 26 minutes in. This is phenomenal, Luke.
yeah, he had way too much time on that ball that's gone up. It hasn't come back down, and the Raiders, they got into perfect position. He's got past those defenders, and he's gone.
Now, Tanavisi Barnes, he had kind of a quiet week last week, and all I can say is he probably spent a little bit too much time at the Baccarat table, but here he is tonight, helping his team get to 18 points nil. 26 minutes left in this first half, Luke. What do Manly have to do to stem this flow?
No, I don't. Manly, they haven't really done anything really wrong here. They've built these sets, but yeah, just each time that the Raiders have been able to make a line break, there's just been no effort to sort of stop them.
Hunter kicking off again, hoping maybe against all hope that they can force a little bit of an error because the Canberra Raiders here at home are a force to be dealt with. As Thompson does just that, this is definitely going to help the Seagulls.
Yeah, the Raiders are getting a bit eager there. They've got this 18-point lead, and he's ready to jump.
Morrison looking good, but he's forced back by some strong defense. Kenneth Wall forcing himself forward. Good post-contact meters. They come back this way. Lewis back on the inside to Morrison. They want their fullback to go over, and it looks like they very well might have. We're going up to the bunker, Luke, but I think that might be a try.
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one, and you would have thought Lewis he might have been able to drive over for himself. But he's passed the ball back to Morrison, but yeah, Morrison saves him there. He drives for that try.
Yeah, Timoteo James, he tried his hardest there, and none of the boys around him were really helping. So, unfortunate there for the Raiders, but the Seagulls, they will be feeling a little bit more relaxed. They've got their points on the board, maybe with a good kick. 6 points to bring it back to 12 deficit.
Yeah, and you want to be going up in sixes at the moment.
As there we go, curves back, and Aaron Hunter dots the T's and crosses the I's. Here we go, game back on, Luke.
Yeah, Manly they took all. I've lost my train of thought.
That's okay. After our clash last night, I'm feeling a bit concussed as well. I should slur as Godwin forces his way, booting off down the field. Here we go. Og forcing his way up. Unfortunately, he's met with some solid defenders here from the Raiders, and we're pushing off yet again. Morrison dances through. He's scored one. He wants to score another, and he's racing now against Riley Flynn. He's got rid of one defender. Can Riley Flynn cut him down? He does, but just shy of the 10. This is one hell of a good run here from the Manly Sea Eagles, and they are within striking distance one more. As Reese, injured last week in spectacular circumstances, miraculous recovery to come back onto the field tonight. As Jesse Bennett, they are over 2 scores in as many minutes, and the Manly Sea Eagles seem to have found their groove here, Luke.
Yeah, and there Bennett saying that if Kowal can do it, I can do it too.
Well, here we go. They're looking at this. I don't know why the bunker is spending this much time. That's clear and all money, an easy try here. And, well, about 5 minutes ago, I was despairing for the Sea Eagles, and now I'm going to have to eat a bit of crow because they've just dragged it back to a 6-point game.
Yeah, they have a bit more possession at the moment, and yeah, as I said, we're not sure what Lewis was doing with throwing at that ball to Morrison, but maybe that try has boosted his confidence to make that run.
Now, we've got a couple of boys looking very excitedly at their SRL bets tonight. We've got a double for Caval and a double for Morrison, so things are looking good if you are betting out there responsibly. We've got about 2 minutes left until the half-time. Not half-time, sorry. The subs coming off the bench. Looking at this bench, we've got Barker and Ranger Rage coming on for the Raiders, and Matthews and Windmill Skied coming on for the Sea Eagles. Do you think, Luke, that the Raiders need those boys coming out here?
The Raiders, it could be an interesting one because we've seen that Lucased and Kowal have been very dangerous for the Raiders. So bringing them off for the new players could be the game changer for the Manly here, as we see. Matthews and Ski, they were very strong against the Knights last week.
As for Cash, Lovely ball to Marcus Square Jr., but he is forced back to the 40 for their fourth. Now the boys get a chance to do a kick. They choose instead to run it. Prakash breaking through the line, passing it back to Marcus Square. Normally I'd say as a prop, hold on to it, because that was really damn close, but he wanted to have a little bit more of his boys running up the field. As Hunter puts a bit of a shank in and diffuses any of that pressure that Manly were building there, Luke.
Yeah, and Kowal, he grabs that, takes his last run before he runs off the field.
Vinny playing the ball back to Riff. Riff touching the ball first time tonight is forced back over the 50 for his third. They might have made a mistake with their kick here, but they are paying it back with their defense as Ranga Rage offloads it straight to Jordan Lewis. And again, it's getting halfway through the first half, and a little bit of fatigue is working into their game, even though some of the boys who are fatiguing have just come off the bench there, Luke.
Yeah, Rage, as you said, you can't just come off the bench. He's there to replace, and he hasn't really started too well there. He's thrown the offload to the wrong player.
Matthews himself just off the bench, a good post-contact meters there. Lewis trundling up the field. He's looking a little bit like his sausage legs are pumping, but they get some good meters up there. And Manly punting it off. No, not punting it off. Walking it off. I think that's probably a smart move, considering what the last time they kicked it off to Tanavisi Barnes, he made them pay heavily for that offence.
Yeah, he might have been a bit worried about the kick there. He's just sort of decided to take the tackle instead.
As Martin, lovely cutting through the line there. Getting up, second tackle, 35 metres out. Playing the ball. Thompson, lovely looping pass to Flynn, linking up with Riff on the side, and down he goes. Almost gets around the one, is dragged down desperately there by the defender. Coming across, Barnes to Rage. Rage holding the ball this time. 5 metres out. They've got 2 left in the set. Oh, good short pass to Martin. Does Martin get across? He's held up. 5th tackle. This might be tricky. They pass it back to Thompson, who... Oh, Irby Arnworth, the master number 11 here tonight. They're sending it up, but I think that's a try there, Luke.
Yeah, the kick looked like it might have been a bit short, or he might have needed to wait a tiny bit longer, but we may see a try.
Oh, checking for a double movement maybe, but nope, the bunker loves it. We love it. The Raiders love it. The Seagulls probably don't love it quite as much. But from hitting 2 in a row, the Seagulls have unfortunately let it go back to a 12-point game with 15 minutes left in the half, Luke.
Yeah, they got back into this game, but the Raiders have managed to come back, put some more points on the board, and extend their lead in this game.
24-12, turning into a little bit of a points fest here tonight in the nation's capital. And anyone out there who loves a points fest, they will definitely not be disappointed here, as Hunter lines it up to kick it back again. Now, the last time Hunter kicked it off, they forced an error out of the Raiders. They might have this again if they are lucky, because they want another one. There we go. They forced another error, and they might find themselves in a good position here, Luke.
Yeah, absolutely. A bit of a commentator's curse there again, I guess, AMAC. But yeah, Manly, they have the chance to get that deficit back to 6.
As Hunter steams onto the ball, almost finds himself down, but he's put onto his back as we go back up to the bunker yet again. Don't know why the boys keep sending it up to the bunker. That was very, very clearly not a try there, Luke.
Yeah, we've had a full round of this by now, and we're into round 2. You would think maybe the bunker would have started learning what can be a try and what can't be a try.
As Marcus Square Jr. links up with Windmill Skied, pushing forward, 5 metres out, brought down for his third. Coming this way again, Kenneth Wall, forcing himself. Again, they wrap around his legs and put him onto his back for his fourth. We'll let them send it up again. I think the refs just like themselves up on the big screen. Those Knights boys, they might have made an error, but they are backing it up with some decent defence here.
And we see obviously another no try. The refs are clearly not sure exactly what is a try, I guess.
As Reese planted there for his 5th. Can they get a kick off here? Kenneth Ward doesn't need to kick. The defence just opens up for him, and Manly are over for another one. That was just a little bit too easy there for Manly.
Yeah, that hole opened straight up. You would have expected him to kick, I guess. That's probably why that hole's opened up.
As we see this replay here, parting the Red Sea, Moses there. Unfortunately for the Raiders, what is it, 13 minutes left, and they're dragging it back to a 6-point game. Now, we haven't really had a lot of games in SRL 2.0. I think the biggest point scoring game was, well, unfortunately for us, Luke, the Panthers-Eels game last week. This one is already proving that it's going to be challenging that point scoring match from last week.
Yeah, we've definitely got a bit of a seesaw action game here where you get one try and then the other team will get one. So this could, if it keeps up to this tempo, it could be anything.
If nothing else, though, the boys out there, they'll be getting lots of air in the lungs and might not be finding themselves getting injured anytime soon, as Godwin boots it off down once more. Hang time in the air quite large as Matthews grabs the ball, sees a gap, and goes straight through it. No one even laid a hand on him until Flinney had to pull him up. Looks like it's a good start here for Manly so far. First tackle. Coming across, Hunter back in the pocket, gets it flat, and basically plays it almost where they played it previously. Very slow play of the ball there from Hunter, as Wilson comes out of dummy half and makes about 10 metres for his efforts. Third tackle. Good slow play the ball again. Hunter off to Lewis. Lewis hits the line up over the 50. Fourth tackle. They're making meters here, Manly, and it looks like, well, if they can keep this pressure on, they'll have a good kick at the end of this, but there's a bit of miscommunication there on the wing, and Beck Goodwin is forced to play it on the 40. A little bit of a mixed set there, Luke.
Yeah, I mean, they've completed their set and that's all you can ask for after points. But yeah, they looked like they could have gone better than, but as we said, the Raiders, they'll return here.
As Godwin, lovely ball out to Rage, as Rage pushes up to the 30. Very slowing the ruck down there. Second tackle. Herbie Arnworth, a previous try scorer, offload to Rage. Again, the Raiders, they might be only up by 6, but they are throwing the ball around something crazy here as Timoteo James sees a hole and goes straight through, offloads back to Barnes and is forced back. Fourth tackle. They need a good run here to get up to the 20 and put a good attacking kick in. As Herbie Arnworth hits the hole and doesn't quite get it. It's 25 out. They might be able to do something here, the Raiders, as they pass it back to Godwin, and he puts it high in the air. Can Stewart get away with it? He does not. 9 minutes left, and the Raiders are pouring on the pressure here, Luke.
Yeah, the good kick chase there. The ball hung up in the air for those defenders to get there and put him down before he had a chance to do anything.
As Windmill Skeed plays the ball. Coming across to Matthews. Matthews sees a hole and he's straight through, back offloading to Windmill Skeed, hitting the retreating defence there, and here come Manly. They want another one. They want to tie it up before they get to the halftime break. Going across. Og, again, sees a hole, but this time is dragged down. They are making good meters here. They need to push a bit harder, however. Manly, Lewis, over to Windmill Skeed. Bit slow to hit the line there. It looks like he's getting a little bit tired. Fifth tackle just over the 40. They're not in place for a kick. They're going to have to rely on some defense here. And, well, arm wrestle stage. This is not going to help either team as Riff finds himself streaming off and is brought down 25 meters out.
Yeah, the kick chase wasn't all there. You can't, when you kick that ball down to those defenders, you can't take the attackers there. You can't have them one-on-one. You need two defenders there.
Thompson off to Flynn. Flynn linking up with Riff, and Riff is forced back with a really good defensive tackle there. Marcus Square Jr. doing what he can. Thompson hits the line. Good post-contact meters, but the Raiders, they need to do more than just the one-up stuff. Ether with Barnes. Barnes, he's had a bit of a slow night tonight as a lock, but he's earned himself a 6th again. Here we go, Raiders. To Mateo James, forced back literally on the blade of grass that that Barnes played it on. Irby Arnworth sees a gap and he jukes Godwin. Lovely offload. Here come the Raiders. They want to bring it back to a 12-point game with 5 minutes left in the half. Godwin playing the ball, going wide. Barker, lovely ball to Thompson. Out to Rage. Rage is over. Looked like they were putting him on his back, but Rage forced himself down. Excellent hit back here from the Raiders, Luke.
Yeah, absolutely great. Try there, Rage. He didn't start the best off the bench when he first come on, but he's built into this game and he's proved why he's got that spot.
And so, with just under 5 minutes left to go, I'd like to say 30 points to 18 will be the scoreline we go into the halftime break. But with 5 minutes left to go, there still feels like there's points in this half, Luke.
Look, there's always time for something. You never know. 4 minutes is a lot of time in the SRL in terms of any sort of points on the board.
As Hunter lining it up. Now, the last 2 times Hunter has kicked off, they forced an error from the Raiders. I'm not saying it's going to happen again, but I'm hedging my bets either way with a commentary curse here. As Hunter boots it straight where he wants it to go. This time, however, Timoteo James passes it off to a lovely runner, and Barker, they've got themselves going off down the field. Coming across, Irby Arnworth almost finds himself through a gap. Second tackle, just over the 30. Behind the ruck, Godwin sees if he can try to sneak through some defenders, but is brought down hastily. There goes James again. He gets around one, he bumps off another, and they are up over the 50. Fourth tackle. Back into dummy here. Flynn over to Irby Arnworth. Irby Arnworth has been running his guts out all night, and the Raiders, they complete a good set after points. Now, they'll probably have one more set, depending on how this set goes for the Sea Eagles. But Hunter, he tries to get around Flynn. That's a great start to Manly set, Luke.
Yeah, beautiful run from the 6. He almost got past Flynn. If he got past Flynn, I reckon he goes all the way. So good defense from the Raiders there.
Speak of the devil, that's a second good run after an offload there from Hunter. He wants another score. He wants another point on the board here for the Sea Eagles. As Strange, off to Lewis. Lewis pumping his legs forward. Third tackle just shy of the 20. Just under 2 minutes to go. Prakash hits the line, forces himself up to the 10. Takes 3 men to take him down. And Riley Flynn runs back. But here we go. Bailey Wilson is over. 1 minute left to go. And hell, you're mighty. The Seagulls are over. More points. This is going to be 54 points in the first half, Luke. That is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, good dummy half run. Gets past the first defender in the defensive line and not ready for it whatsoever.
Now, Hunter, he is aiming himself to be one. He must have seen what Muzzer did last week, and he wants to get quite as many points. This will be at least 10 points of his own. If he can get a couple of tries on the board himself, he Oh no, my maths is really bad there, Luke. 4 times 2 is not 10. That is 8. Again, my concussion is showing.
Yeah, a lot of players trying to chase down that points record, I guess, now set by Muzza.
Here we go. 35 seconds left in the match. The Seagulls, they're probably going to have 1, maybe 2 hit-ups. Probably not many points. As Prakash hits the line. 15 seconds left to go. We're going into the halftime break. 6 points the difference. Both of these teams are going to want to come out in the second half strong and resilient. And welcome back here to the second half at GIO Stadium in Canberra. The points on the board, you are not reading incorrectly, is 30 points to 24. It has been an absolute glut of points out there. Luke, you want to run us through any of the halftime stats that you found interesting?
Yeah, there is a couple interesting ones. As we see, yeah, like you said, the 30 to 24, the Raiders, they're actually winning this game despite making almost 30 more tackles, having less possession and more errors than their counterpart in Manly.
And As well as that, well, a couple of really strong runners here. Tanavisi Barnes, there he is, probably leading the run meters there from the Raiders off his streaming off down the field. Lucas said, speak of the devil, one to the other. Also 100+ run meters, which is kind of phenomenal there from a prop, Luke.
He's been great tonight. Over 100 meters in the first half, and he's back out for a second stint. He could probably break 200 if he plays like he did in the first.
A good first set here from the Raiders as Caval very slow play the ball on the 30. Thompson booting it on down. Lovely angle there. Oh, that was really close, but Brad Goodwin. Oh, he got around and he almost got off down the field if it wasn't for that ankle tap. Manly, it looks like they have come out rejuvenated as well, Luke.
Yeah, they needed that half time. I think they've been really strong in this game, despite being down on the scoreboard. But yeah, we see Prakash. He makes a good run now too.
Not a lot of run meters on Manly's side of the ledger, but Aaron Hunter, probably one of the best players out there for Manly. Anyone else out there for Manly you want to highlight, Luke?
Uh, Jordan Lewis has been pretty solid in the middle. He's probably the reason why Raiders haven't really made too much up the middle. But yeah, as you said, Hunter's probably the best player out there for Manly so far.
As Tanavisi Barnes is forced back with some good kick chase defense. Irby Arnworth had a wonderful diving try for himself in the first half and is making some good run meters already. Lovely offload from Lucas said to Tanavisi Barnes. They are trying to pierce him down the sidelines instead of up the middle, which is probably a good idea. As Arnworth again, another strong carry. Tackle, they're in Manly's half, and Godwin takes up a little bit of a settler to get up over the 40. Both teams playing a little bit conservative so far in the second half, which you can understand because, well, I don't think either captain would be happy with the amount of points that they leaked in the first half, Luke.
No, this scoreboard so far, this is like a full-time score, and it's only half time.
As the teacher gets a bit of a hospital pass and is forced back almost to his 20. Blindside. Kenneth Wall out to Reese. Reese pushing himself over the 30. This is the first time in his SRL career he is playing in a second half. For those who might remember, he was injured in about the 36th minute last week. Lewis, 45 metres out, coming wide. Hunter, good ball out to Strange. Hits the line, at least gets another 5 post-contact meters. Both of these teams look like they're getting to their 40 and getting their kickoff. It'll be very interesting to see which team breaks first, Luke.
Yeah, it would look like we're into a bit of a grind, but that is going to give the Raiders a 7-tackle set.
Yeah, very well left there by Riff and Flynn. Very smart heads-up footy. If they can capitalize on this and get down the other end of the field, they should be in decent position, but offloads like that, probably not going to help them there, Luke.
No, it definitely wouldn't. That one Australian, it could have easily been a knock-on from any player.
As Lucas said, powerful legs pumping, second tackle on the 40. Blindside, Sevilla just hits the line. Good post-contact meters, gets himself another 5-6 meters there. They're over the 50. Again, blindside once more. Flynn linking up with his winger. Riff, unfortunately, though, is pushed back and they lose meters on that tackle. They might have cost a 7-tackle set, but the Seagulls, they are making up for it with some staunch defense. Thompson pushing forward and 36 meters gained is as far as the Raiders could get. Sevilla booting it down. They try to do the same kind of issue, but Marcus Square Jr. gets around one and is forced to be brought down by the fullback. Now, we've got 10 minutes in and we haven't had any points. Oh, lovely. Prakash, he's off. He's over the 50, over the 40. He'll probably be dragged down by Lucas Ed here, but he offloads it back to Cody Ogg, who is hit and they lose about 10 meters. Second tackle. Manly, they are on the push. Sasa, out of dummy half, offloads it to Hunter. There he is again. He dummy steps around a defender and gets up to the 10. Manly, this is what they needed. Very slow play the ball, but Strange back on the inside to Prakash. Faster, pushing, brought down just on the line. He'll step a meter back. Oh, hit off the ball, and Obi Arnworth is now off. Here we go. And there is no one in any sort of league. The Raiders are trying to stop any defenders. Will they bring him down? Oh my God. Luke, how the hell did they catch him just then?
I don't know, mate, but look, we had possible try up one end of the field, and they've come down this end to possibly score it.
Up the bunker. They're going to bring it up. This is dangerous, dangerous for both teams, but they're getting some lungs filled back up with some air because, well, we've just gone 200 meters both ways in the space of about a minute, and some of those boys would definitely be hurting out there.
Yeah, that was end-to-end action there pretty much, and in one, like you said, one less than a minute.
As Godwin pushed back, playing it 5 meters out for his fourth, almost drawing a penalty there for Ruck. James, Sevilla back on the inside to Caval. He wants another one, but he's put onto his back. Fifth tackle. The Raiders, they were here about a minute ago. Can they do it again? And James tries to dart out of dummy half. It's not really the right move. But the Seagulls, they're now fighting out of their half.
And Cody Ogg makes a good line run up to the 20 there. We get driven back.
Pass out to Lewis. Lewis hitting the line. Already some of the boys out there look gassed, and I don't think this is going to serve any of these teams well if that fitness doesn't catch back up. Marcus Square Jr. gets up to the 30, third tackle. They need to push harder because they could put off a bit of a kick if they can make it a bit further, but Morrison is pushed back to the 30 yet again. Fourth tackle. Sasa to Lewis. Lewis trundles his way forward, just shy of the 40. Fifth tackle, the Raiders. They're slowly winning this field possession battle. It's Kenneth Wall. Oh, Morrison saves what could have been an absolute pigsty of a set there for the Manly Sea Eagles. But the Raiders, they're going to start this set in really, really strong position here, Luke.
Yeah, and it's probably not a bad thing that Raiders start where they are, because I'm sure you could probably say that kick went into the back of a Manly player in an offside position.
As James cats a good offload and gets up to the 20. Arnworth to Said pushing hard and pushing fast. 10 meters. Third tackle. They've got 3 left in the set. Lynn dances around one, is pushing, but he is onto his back. The Raiders, they are not going away, and somehow the Manly Sea Eagles are keeping them out. This is going to... Oh, well, there we go. We've just seen inside Hunter's head, and there is nothing there confirmed, Luke.
I mean, mate, I know we needed to see if that was a try from the bunker, but I didn't know we needed the Aaron Hunter camera.
And here we go with Prakash streaming off down the field after a massive hit. I didn't quite see who put that hit on, but they deserve a medal as Bennett breaks through the line. These Manly props are doing one hell of a job out there, Luke.
Yeah, but Bennett, he's absolutely gassed. I don't know if he could hold on here much longer if he doesn't get off this field soon.
They've got 4 minutes left until their prop inner changes, and I'm sure, as you said, both of those big boys will be sucking in the air as Hunter gets up over the 30. All's a 6 again. That's some ill discipline there from the Raiders. Strange. Lovely ball to Morrison. Dances through and passes off to Kenneth Wall. Pushing good post contact. That's it for his first. They've got an entire set in their 10 meters. Can they do much with it? Prakash, he was over and he passed it, and they've pulled themselves along. That's going to be one hell of a missed opportunity if they can't get over in this set. Hunter, Lewis, pushing, taking a good post contact. 4 meters out. Third tackle. They can go either way. They come this. Prakash pushing onto his back. Oh, that poor tired prop. This will be good, though. They need this break, Luke.
Yeah, you said Prakash, he was over for all money, and so was Morrison when they offloaded it. But Morrison, he offloads too. I don't know what they were thinking, though.
Yeah, well, when the fatigue hits in, the brain doesn't work as hard as it should. And, well, down here at Canberra, brain cells get a bit difficult to sort out as Kenneth Wall. 3 meters out, fifth tackle. They've had some mixed messages off the boot tonight, and Cash is put onto his back. That is a hell of an effort there from the Raiders to keep them out.
Yeah, we we had a first half of where defense was optional, and so far in the second half, that's all we're seeing.
As Sevilla plays the ball. Godwin, risky offload to Gaval, who should be off the field in about a minute as he pushes hard. Second tackle. Coming wide. Thompson, good ball to Flynn, who dances through the line and has just got the fullback to beat, but Morrison drags him down. The Raiders, third tackle, 45 minutes out. They draw a 6 again. We said defense was optional in the first half. It looks like discipline is optional in the second half here, Luke.
Yeah, that's we didn't have any 6 agains in the first half, but they built a few of them here in the second half.
As James off to Godwin. Lovely ball to Arnworth, who has been phenomenal all night. Up over the 20. Third tackle. Good ball to James. Not so good ball as Hunter tries to dummy around Flynn, and this is such a seesawing battle. I just don't know where the points can come from next, Luke.
No, and we've had two runaway possible tries that have been defended. It's amazing that, like you said, like we've said before, first half defense was optional. This half, it's all defense.
Now, Sasa, lovely run through there. Offloads to Kaval. Sorry, Sasa, but Kaval is on the wrong team. You gave it to the wrong bloke. The Raiders, they are in the Manly's half. Here we go. Second tackle, just shy of the 40. Wide. Arnworth, lovely ball to Barge. Barges through, but he's pushed back by second line of defense. 33rd tackle. James does a little bit of a pirouetting dance and makes about 3 meters, which isn't terrible, but not what Raiders need. Finn tries the same, gets around one, does twice as much as James did. They're in the 20. Fifth tackle. They need a good kick here. Sevilla puts it high. He puts it deep. The chasers are there. Goodwin, however, comes down with it. A much better set there from the Raiders, but time is running out here for Manly, and things are looking a little bit dire out there.
Yeah, we finally get sort of an attacking kick inside the 20. It seems like it's been a while. But yeah, Manly, they defend that one again, and now they're on the attack.
And I'll hark back to about 20 minutes ago when we were talking about how 30 points to 24 is more of a full-time score than it was a half-time score. The way things are going now at the moment, Luke, this could very well be the full-time score.
Yeah, it's an interesting one that, we've said it a few times already. Defense was optional in the first half, and we haven't seen any points in the second half so far.
As Flynn is dragged down on the 30. Coming wide here with Barge. Oh, absolutely rocked, and Sasa picks up the egg. Here we go. This is Manly's chance to draw it square. Hunter back on the inside to Stewart, and Stewart pushes hard and pushes fast. First tackle, just shy of the 10. They've been here before, but the Raiders were able to keep them out. Can they do it again? Kenneth Wall to Reese. Reese pushing up over the 10. They spread it along the line, but they've made about 2 meters. Sasa, loopy ball out to Kenneth Wall. Stewart pushing again. They're getting so close, but the Raiders, they are keeping them out. Oh, here we go. Wilson. He's on his back. The Raiders, they are holding out. I don't know how they are doing this, Luke.
Yeah, the Raiders, they're defending the 6-point lead, and they need to. They haven't been able to put anything on the board, so this 6-point lead might be the victory margin they'll get.
Bunker, they're taking a long time for that no try. They're probably feeling a bit sorry for all those tired boys out there. As Morrison, there it is. It might have looked forward coming out the hands, but he is over. It is ruled a try, and we are about to be 30 points to 30, Luke.
Yeah, no, that's a good try. Manly, they've been, like you said, they've been down here. They've been here a few times. They've had that attacking opportunity, and the Raiders have stopped them every game, every time so far. But that time, Morrison, he just slips straight through the line and gets over.
Aaron Hunter with his most important kick tonight. There we go. 30 points to 30. 13 minutes left to go. In a couple of minutes, both of these teams are going to be shooting out for a 1 point lead, as it were. Looking at these halves, on the one side, we've got Godwin and Thompson. On the other, we've got Hunter and Mr. K. Wall. Who, in your opinion, Luke, is more likely to be able to slot that field goal?
Yeah, both halves. I don't think have slotted any so far this season. So both of them, they're all going to be going for their first attempt.
Hunter, he's had a good night off the boot conversion wise, but he hasn't really been tested terribly one way or the other. Has Godwin? He had a great game off the boot last week, so we'll see if he can continue that tonight and be the savior that the Raiders need. As Sasa to Wilson, no argue, straight up over the 50. Third tackle. They won't have time for a field goal in this set, but they want to get a kickoff and keep the Raiders in their half. As Sasa, out of dummy half, sees a gap. Lovely run there, gets to the 20. They'll put a good attacking kick in here, as long as we don't curse them, Luke. And, well, if the kick chase is on point, they should be able to build some good pressure here against the Raiders.
Yeah, but we see Barnes, he goes up again. And if it wasn't for that ankle tap, he runs away and scores to bring out that 6 point lead again.
Oh, now it's been a seesawing point glut out there as O'Connell passes it back and knock on. Jesse Bennett, the teacher, he has come up with it. And here come Manly. Reese hits the line, pushes hard, just shy of the 20. First tackle. They don't want the field goal. They want a try as Goodwin push back to the 20. That's it for the second. Very slow play the ball, and I don't blame them as Bennett passes to Reese. Reese cuts through the line. Stewart pushed back to the 10. Third tackle. Watch, where are the halves? Nope, they go blind. Kenneth Wall out to Morrison. Goodwin. Goodwin is pushed back. And he's over. That is massive there from the Raiders.
Yeah, they've pushed him into touch just for the extra effort.
And now the Raiders. Finn, he's building his team up to get up over the 40, breaks a tackle. This is excellent running here. We've got 9 minutes left. If they can get into position, they will be wanting to kick it as soon as they possibly can. Riff, second tackle, just shy of the 40. They need a couple more pushes here from some strong forwards as Trent Martin, pushes hard and pushes fast. Here we go. Barge. Lovely. Sees a hole, gets up 15 meters out. This is it. Thompson, Godwin, where are they? They're going blind. They are not going for the field goal. 8 minutes left. Thompson plays the ball. Fifth tackle. Here we go. Lucas said, puts a grubber in. Stewart is back off up the field. That is a bit of a missed opportunity there for the Raiders, Luke.
Yeah, you would think they would have gone for the field goal to put that 1 point lead in, and they might actually regret that in this.
That was two great runs there from Manly, and they're almost up to the 50. Sasa to Kenneth Wall back on the inside to Morrison. He dances through the line, but he's pulled down. They're now in the Raiders' half. They've got 2 tackles to try to get further to the goal. Cody Ogg, he's been a bit quiet for this second half, but he does what he can to get up over the 40. Fourth tackle. Do they go for a 2-pointer? No. Bennett. He just takes the settler, gets up to the 30. They might be too far out here. It looks like they're going to have to punt off down the field and again rely on their defense. Aaron Hunter down to Riff. What can Riff do? He gets around one, but he is pushed back to the 20. 6 minutes left, and I'm on the edge of my seat right now, Luke.
Yeah, by this point, you would have thought one of these teams would have gone for that field goal already, but no, both teams they want this try.
And look at those forwards linking up. Martin to Said plants one defender into the ground. Irby Arnworth making a break. Oh no! He's passing it back to Goodwin. That would have been a perfect opportunity. 5 minutes left, and here come the Sea Eagles, Luke.
Oh man, this is on the edge of your seat action right now. We have got both teams really want this win, but neither team's getting the opportunity.
Morrison pushed back over the 50. Third tackle. They are not making the meters they want. Goodwin dances through the line but is brought down on the 40. Fourth tackle. They need a good run here. Reese. Kenneth Wall. Wall gets up to the 30. Takes him out of kicking. Almost draws the penalty, but it's fifth tackle. Passing it way back to Goodwin. Goodwin kicks it to Said, and Said, he's off. He's over the 40. 30. There is no one at home. Lucas Said might just have won it here for the Raiders.
Oh, mate. Look, we've seen game winners. Well, we've seen possible game winners from any players on the field, but have you ever seen one from a forward?
And not just a forward, but the forward, one of the premium props of SRL 1.0, and here he is continuing this form into SRL 2.0. There's about 3 minutes left, the 6 points left in the game, and slowly, GIO Stadium is beginning to believe in their boys out there, Luke.
Yeah, the crowd, they'll go behind their team now. They've got a 6-point lead with less than 3 minutes to go.
Hunter, I'm not going to say it because we all know exactly what's going to happen. They've got 3 minutes left. Can they drag it back? They've definitely been much better in this second half compared to their first. And anything can happen in SRL, as we've got Barge pushing his way forward. He looks exhausted out there. If they don't force an error here, Manly, they're going to have one set after this one. And, well, time is slowly dwindling away as Barnes plays it on the 30. James makes about 8 meters out of that dummy half. Third tackle. Linney passing it off to Thompson. Thompson to Ether. Ether to Riff. And Riff is dancing so very close to the sideline there. 1.5 minutes left. James to Thompson. Thompson sees a hole. They're in the second half of their match here. Into the Manly's half, I should say. And they have to kick it off. Said does the honours. And here comes Marcus Square Jr. He is brought down. He breaks a tackle. He breaks another. He brings it up to the 30. They need to do something. They need to get it to their strike players. Speak of the devil. Aaron Hunt. Off to Kenneth Wall. 30 seconds. Second tackle. Sasa. Og hits the line. That is not what they need to do. 15 seconds. This will be the end of it. They need to get around. Range dances through the line. He gets the offload off. Hunter does the same. And he's dragged down. And oh my goodness, the Raiders have won it. On what has been one hell of a seesawing match in the nation's capital. You can see how much that means to them and how sad those Manly players are out there, Luke. That was a barnstormer.
Yeah, both teams, they really wanted that win. Both teams so far winless in the SRL, but now the Raiders, they'll go 1-1 and Manly will go 0-2.
And looking at some of those stats there, it's kind of phenomenal that the Raiders have come out on top. They had less possession out there, 45 to 56. They completed less sets. 9 errors to 5 is just a little bit crazy. And whilst Riley Flynn has come away with the chocolates tonight, I think they'll be going back to the dressing room and doing a little bit of training next week, Luke.
Yeah, like you said, the possession has favoured the Seagulls there. Their tackle count is more like 40 more tackles, a lot more defence from the Raiders. And the line breaks, Manly making more line breaks.
And yet, basically, 9 meters gained being the difference between both of these teams. This, I think, might be one of the contenders of game of the season, if not at least a game of the season. If we move over to the Raiders individuals. And no surprise, Lucas said, look at that. For a prop who came back on in the second half as a lock towards the dying minutes there, 241 run meters, 14 tackles. We'll just ignore the missed tackles there. Coming down, we've got Irby Arnworth, 232, 13 tackles, a try for himself. Canavisi Barnes, 185. It's a team effort here. We got forwards and backs all over the shop making hundreds of meters here, Luke.
Yeah, we've got the forwards that really laid the platform, as you said, Irby Farnworth, and so Lucas said. We see even Barnes, he really doing a good run in the wing there. Riley Flynn, not as lot of meters run, but he made 23 tackles at fullback.
That is insane. A fullback has no business making that many tackles. And the fact he only missed one tackle, um, well, I said Riley Flynn won't be incredibly happy with how the Raiders went despite the win, but they will be very, very happy with how he tackled there. As we come over to the Seagulls, and again, lots of blokes up in the 100s. Uh, we got Sasa came on, had a decent half as a fill-in hooker with 12 tackles, a couple of missed, and lots of line breaks there. Jordan Lewis, good knock, 128. Jesse Bennett, 107. Aaron Hunter, 201 run meters for a half is insane. When you're running as a half more than your fullback is, you know that it's been a very hard night out there on the job, Luke.
Yeah. Some good meters from the forwards. Again, nice laying the platform that really put Manly into this game here. As you said, yeah, Jacob Morrison, 194 run meters. Not as much as some of the other players, but he's still up there. 8 tackles he only had to make, though. So that's a huge difference between what Riley Flynn has made on the Raiders with his massive difference there.
Oh, well, I'm going to go need to have a lie down because I am still buzzing from the adrenaline of watching that match, Luke. I've been AMAC in the box, joined here with Luke Short. This has been another phenomenal round in the SRL, and Canberra coming away with the victory.